Good morning and welcome to The Point. It is Tuesday, December 1st, 2020. Thank you to those of you joining us on the GBN Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, the website www.gbn.gd, GBN TV channel 7, 11 and 20, and good morning to the listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9. This morning is an open line program, but we are going to specifically talk about Budget 2021. That's what's happening this morning. Budget presentation is expected to be made tomorrow, God willing, by Minister of Finance Gregory Bowen. The broadcast is expected, or the presentation is expected to start at 10 a.m. What are you expecting? What are your expectations from Budget 2021? I know a few weeks ago we started this discussion and there were some comments that I didn't get to then, but hopefully we'll get to them now. So Budget 2021 tomorrow, God willing, it's the presentation. What are your expectations from Budget? What are you hoping will be tackled in the Budget presentation, keeping in mind that we are in COVIDious times? The landline 435-2041, the WhatsApp, it's also 435-2041. Please only written messages on WhatsApp, and you can participate on Facebook and YouTube as well. Let's go to our first caller of the program. Morning, caller.
Good morning, Auntie Blossom.
Good
how you do?
I'm good, Miss Jacob. How you do? Well, Auntie, tell me how you doing.
I'm doing all right. What about me,
Glad
Mommy?
to know. Mommy is good.
All right, I love to hear that.
Nice, and I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling better, man. Right on top of the world, you know.
Nice to know.
Anybody eating a lion, but not a big one, eh?
Gosh, right? Good to know you're feeling better, Miss Jacob.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So tomorrow is
Budget, yes.
Yes. My loving Minister Bowen, and he go deliver a good message because I put him in the hands of the Lord. Anything you're doing, you have to have the Lord with you. Must. It is a must. I could tell you why it is a must. Last week Saturday before, Papa, one might tell me to Teresa, don't put on that slippers in your foot. Man, I didn't take it, man. I put on the shoe. Tell me, behave yourself, put on your tall boot. Man, I put on the other slippers in my foot, and you know what I get? I end up with a nearly get a death. This my foot slip, and by I hit me head one last on the block. The thing behind my hand is swell, man. It go down a little because I do my work in my house today, man. I clean my fridge, everything. That is my Christmas. I do 4 set of Christmas I do already. Clean my fridge. So anything I get in, my fridge clean for to put it.
Good to know. Okay, thank you so much. Good to know you're feeling better.
Glad to speak to you because yesterday I went in tongue and pray and get me NIS fix up for I get my money next week.
Okay, well, you see, you're good to went.
And I love you. Mama, you watch you give mommy a kiss for me.
I shall do that.
Please.
Okay.
And mommy, take care of your dear loving self.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Jacob. Enjoy the rest of the day. Stay safe.
Love you.
Love. All right. Thank you very much. Good to know you're feeling better, Miss Jacob. Yes, open line. We're looking at budget presentation, Budget 2021. What are your expectations from the presentation that is scheduled for tomorrow morning, God willing? What are you hoping will be highlighted in the budget, considering that we are in COVIDious times? Back to the phone lines. Good morning, caller.
A pleasant good morning to you.
Morning.
I would like to see the focus changed from tourism. I don't know why the present government is not taking heed from the focus change from tourism to agriculture. Things have reached a stage where just now everybody might have to make a little back garden at home, plant this, plant that, plant the other. to me as though politicians are not learning from the mistakes other countries made, like Africa, Kenya, Uganda, even own Caribbean here, Antigua place emphasis on tourism, and they had to change quickly. This is this thing that I'm not understanding, whereby they look and see what's happening elsewhere and take note. Tourism, we have a pandemic now, and it is no use. It is no use laying any emphasis at all on tourism. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Budget presentation 2020, budget 2021 presentation scheduled for tomorrow morning, God willing. What are you hoping to see highlighted in the budget? Your expectations. What are you hoping to see reflected in the budget, considering we are in COVIDious times? Scroll through the social media. Some people are typing on WhatsApp, so let's go back to the phone lines in the meantime. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
I would like to see that the budget concentrate on educating the youths in the right way. When I say that, I mean that they should teach more, try to put the emphasis on more practical subjects and not theoretical, and say that everybody is educated. And this is not education. When they can use their hands or their skill or what they learned they have in their head, they could transfer it to material things, then I would say that they are educated. So I would like to see they educate the youth, and I would like also to see that even to educate the youth, or to help educate them, they do not put their cronies or their friends. I would like them to possibly, when they having posts or creating posts, that they put people not that are siding with them, but people that could impact the knowledge, the skills, the good attitudes, and so on and so on and so on, to the pupils, so that they should grow up having some skill. So the emphasis should be on skill. Also, as someone said a few minutes back, that they should also put some sort of a merit in agriculture. Now, agriculture, as they say, is the backbone. And as they say, we have virgin soil. Yet touch it. So this is what we have to think. And I would like to say that when we do that, we make sure that we are self-sufficient. We lessen the importation, and less money is being spent, as they would say, 60 million on buying even rice or whatever it is. So, and on the slide, put down the quota on these foreign goods that we are importing. Let the people understand that they have to eat what they grow, not preach what they grow. Eat what they grow and plant what they grow. So this is what they have to do. And at the same time, I would like that they put, I wouldn't say more money, but to put the emphasis on fixing the bridge. The bridges all over that of the side of the roads, and train people in maintaining roads and maintaining the edges of the roads and building the embankment walls. Okay. Because they ruthlessly destroying, train them how to maintain the agricultural standard of the country, and don't put one man having 2 and 3 jobs and paying him 3 and 4 money.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller. It's an open line here this morning, but we're specifically looking at the Budget 2021 presentation, which is scheduled for tomorrow morning, God willing. What are you hoping to see reflected in the budget? Your expectations, considering we are in COVIDious times. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
Well, what I find about the budget, we should not contemplate on tourism, but deal with agriculture. Agriculture is the backbone to our economy, to any country economy, because if everybody say they're going in agriculture, the whole world starve. Everybody, let us try our best and put on a piece of backyard garden, because this COVID will come in around this time. It wouldn't be easy. We plan now, we're getting food in January and February, March. So tourism cannot help us, because the people who coming as tourism, they got to hide from COVID too. I wish you all the best, Miss.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, caller. I wish you the best as well. Somebody on WhatsApp says, I agree with the first caller. Agriculture should be the way forward. If tourism gets more in this pie than agriculture, then consider me locked off. Okay. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom.
Morning, I'm good. How you do?
Not too bad.
Okay, go ahead.
Blossom, everybody speaks about agriculture, which is very good. But the problem is people are working hard in agriculture, in farming, but you have people not doing nothing, and they just stealing with everything. Last night I heard in the news that some people planting ginger, and they steal about 6 beds of ginger. That's not right. They talk about agriculture, but the people who working hard in agriculture and other people is reaping it and doing nothing. I think the government needs to do something. When they catch them, give them 20 years in jail, not 6 months and 2 months and 5 months, with a good cutoff. Every month, bring them, give them a good cutoff and give them about 20 years in jail.
Okay, just careful with the language, please,
All
caller.
right, darling, I'm sorry. I apologize. But, you know, this is real ridiculous. People working very hard in garden. I used to do farming, and I'll stop it now because I had enough. But the young people trying, and the people that intend to do that, they just intend to steal, which is wrong. So I wish the government could really reimpose the sentence. Less than start at 20 and go up to about 50. Okay, my darling, have a good day.
Thank you so much, caller. Enjoy yours as well. For the people who may have missed it in the news last night, GBN received some information from a farmer yesterday that on Sunday, somebody stole his fields of ginger, approximately 500 to 600 pounds of ginger. And he was concerned because the day prior he used manure and chemicals to get rid of some ants in the garden, and the theft of the produce, which he suspects would soon go on sale or be given away or something of the other, the ginger would be contaminated because of the pesticide that he used and the manure. What he said was he sprayed it the day before, and it would have taken about 5 to 6 months before he would reap it, which is when it would be ready for public consumption. But with its theft, about a day after he sprayed it, he is concerned. So for those of you who missed it last night, if you're purchasing ginger or somebody is giving it away in heaps and bounds, please be careful. It could just be the contaminated ginger. Ensure that you know where the produce is coming from if you are purchasing, consuming ginger in the next coming days or weeks. So please be mindful of that. Let me go back to Facebook. Somebody on Facebook says, not the last caller, but the one prior, the previous caller is talking sense. Farming is the backbone of survival. Tourism is liable to many outside effects, as the island knows only too well. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom. How are you today?
Morning, I'm good. How you do?
All right. Going back to the guy with the ginger, that's why people in Grenada are having so much cancer. Because those things what they're using, it's not good. That's creating cancer. That's why Grenada have so much cancer, a lot of cancer, number one. Agriculture and tourism must be together. Tourism and agriculture. You can have agriculture and don't have tourism. Because we have to build more hotels so the agriculture people could get the goods to sell. Because planting a lot of agriculture and you can't get it sell. Who buying from those people who plant it? So there must put tourism and agriculture together so that the people who plant the agriculture could get it sell in the hotels and so on, because the hotels are preparing for when those things happens that they could buy instead of getting from outside, because a lot of the things that they sell goes for using in the hotels and so on. So they must put agriculture and tourism together. So I don't see why people saying about agriculture straight and not tourism. Both of them must mix together to build the economy of Grenada. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Somebody on Facebook says, if the thieves don't have buyers, then they wouldn't steal. Somebody on WhatsApp says, agriculture should be the backbone to this country also, but this government has neglected it for decades, so we should not expect a change in the budget this time either. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, I call back again because this guy, previous guy who spoke me, he I don't know what he's saying. He's not teaching us nothing. Tourism, yeah, we need tourism, but agriculture, we need it. Because we need to eat. If we not have agriculture, we can't get nothing to eat. Oh God, man, forget about tourism, man. Tourism will come last. Let me talk about agriculture. Okay, later.
Okay, later. He didn't say forget it, though. He just said they go hand in hand. They work together. They belong together. A marriage of agriculture and tourism. That's what he was, from my understanding. Good morning, caller.
Morning. I agree with the man with agriculture and tourism. As he said, they both have to go together. Look at right now, we can't get tomatoes. Nobody have this kind of stuff. So if we have a variety of crops grown, then everybody would get lots of stuff during the year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. So you see, now somebody's agreeing with him. All right, let me go back to the phone lines. Budget 2021, your expectations. Good morning, caller.
Morning, blessing.
Morning.
You can't have eat unless you have health. The hospital, that's the most important thing. We'll be dead. You can't eat no food unless you have the health in the hospital first.
Thank you very much, caller. Budget 2021, your expectations. What do you think would be in the budget when the presentation takes place tomorrow morning, God willing? Your expectations and the plans that may be highlighted in the budget, considering we are in COVIDious times. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, the point the guy make on agriculture and tourism is a good point. But the problem we have within the Ministry of Agriculture, there's too much family and friends handling our affairs. And when people trying out here and working, you find that how they make it difficult for you. Then the hotels, they're giving lands, and the supermarkets, they're giving lands. And then they're still giving them a license to import food into Grenada. So how you could produce, and the same big hotels also. So if you don't try to marry the two, zone the country, look at beefing up marketing board, because marketing board not functioning right. Okay? Because marketing board, if marketing board is functioning right, this guy would not have no way to sell his ginger. He had us to go to marketing board. The hotel had us to go to marketing board, and then marketing board is supposed to take care of the farmers. So that is where the breakdown comes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Somebody on Facebook says, agriculture can feed its people. You can sell to the hotels, plus you can export. Let me see what is on WhatsApp. Somebody says agriculture and tourism go hand in hand. Actually, agriculture is way more vulnerable than tourism. How often is tourism affected compared to pests, hurricanes, and climate conditions? Find out the percentage of agri-products consumption and the tourism industry in Grenada. It will show how important they both are. Good morning, caller.
Yes, I still like to differ from the caller who talk about agriculture and tourism. People must learn to face reality. At this point in time, you have the pandemic. People can't leave, Spain, Canada, wherever, and to come to Grenada, just for an example. If we lay emphasis on agriculture, what is wrong with setting up a depot, let's say, in Trinidad? And I'll tell you, this is nothing that I hear. This thing I've walked around and saw for myself. You have there, you send your produce straight there. The vendors in Trinidad who can come in and buy from the various markets in Puerto Spain, Chaguanas, and all of these places. And you and farmers would see benefits in that. We can do the same thing in Barbados or wherever. And tourism could be, agriculture could be promoted. Somebody made mention of marketing board. Marketing board is a waste of time. They want to pay you little or nothing and then set up high prices for your product. All of these things are wrong. There is some need to do some kind of what I would call it, get into marketing board and see what's going on, and get rid of all the nonsense that is going on in there. And we could, do very well. Look at cocoa and nutmeg. We have somebody who knows about the product out there. They receive it, and they can make prices. Don't let the people out there make no price for you. Okay, and this is my view on this whole thing, and laying emphasis on agriculture. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Let me make the rounds. YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says, agriculture yes, tourism no. Good morning, caller. Morning, caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Hi, I'd like to make a contribution.
Yes, you're live on the program. Go ahead.
Great, thanks. Agriculture is critical for our survival. If we are talking about the vulnerability of agriculture and tourism, they are both equally vulnerable. For example, a hurricane comes and destroys a crop and blow off roofs and destroy some hotels. It's only natural and logical and intelligent that the hotels are going to be rebuilt quicker. Okay, we understand that. What needs to be done is a scientific approach and serious private sector and government investment in the agricultural sector. And they have to be amalgamated. You cannot leave out one and go with the other. They must be amalgamated in order for us to see any significant transformation in the economic landscape of the country. I think there are times when we like to quarrel too much as a people. Just quarrel, and talk a set of senseless things. They cannot be separated. And the government has some blame to take for not putting the emphasis that should have been placed on agriculture. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Somebody on YouTube says tariffs should be placed on specific imported crops during the harvest season to protect the homegrown markets. Somebody on WhatsApp says, frankly, I expect nothing new because the throne speech had no fewer than 10 statements beginning with the word continue. Despite the rude awakening from COVID-19, all we'll get is more of the same. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom.
Morning. I'm good. How you do?
I'm all right for now.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, what I think is some of us have it thinking a little bit off key. What tourism and horticulture is, they go hand in hand together. But what is happening now, because of the lapse in the tourism season, this is a chance to put more into horticulture, because where all the tourists have to come from, they all are full of COVID. And then what had to happen is we should be thinking of strengthening our borders and making our quarantine system stronger and safer. And then another thing I have to look at, so I want to look at, concerning the moving of the fire station. That is a good idea, but someone else had made a recommendation, like if they're going to do a fire station, to put it up by where the Governor General house is. And I think if they look at it properly, it's a very good idea, because if you have a fire station there, when something happened like St. Paul's and all Penmouth on that side, you see where the thing can go. The fire street up that side. Then you have something going on in Tempe or on the western side. You don't have to dodge to tongue. They just dip down to River Road and go. You have something going on in Granans. Down the lane, Granans, Woburn, and all these areas, you just that down the lane and you're gone. If you even dealt with in tongue, then you could take I had down the lane for the carnage, or according to where it is, you hit up down to is Lucas Street, and you're right in town there. So I think the idea of the person raised about putting a fire station where the government general house is, that was is a good idea, because it seems like essential, or if anyone can know, it seems like if you study like an octopus, how the head of an octopus is, and the sprang spread out, so when you put it there, it spread out just as the sprang at the hospital.
Okay.
Of the octopus. Thank you.
Thank you so much. On that note, let's take a break and then come back. We have an open line on the program specifically talking about the Budget 2021 presentation scheduled for tomorrow morning, God willing. We're going to take a quick break and then come back.
You've spoken, we have heard. Now we're making more time available for your evening primetime shows on K105. From Monday, July 6, Your Law will air from 6 to 7 p.m. On Tuesdays, Simply Agriculture. And on Wednesdays, join discussions on constitution reform in partnership with Island Media. At 5:55 p.m., we bring you news headlines, a capsule on local, regional, and international events, followed by news at 7 via simulcast with GBN Television. Join Godfrey Augustine for stimulating discussions on Release It from 8 p.m. on Wednesdays and Thursdays. GBN's K105.5 and 105.9. We're with you everywhere and anywhere. If you're on the move, catch us online at www.gbn.gd.
Long ago, the strength of Grenadians was in their arms as they worked the lands to get food for the table. Nowadays, most Grenadians' plate is packed with lots of starch and meat, little or no vegetables, plenty fried foods, and they wash that down with something sweet while sitting in front of screen. Hard work and exercise seem to be out of style, and lifestyle diseases are becoming the fashion of the day and claiming many lives. Let's make a change to live longer. Let us grow and enjoy a variety of natural and safe, fresh vegetables and fruits every day. Use our local fresh seasoning and spices to make our traditional dishes healthier and avoid highly processed foods, snacks, and drinks. Drink more water every day to help your body function better. Get moving every day and trade some screen time to share and enjoy healthy family meals. Choose healthy foods and healthy lifestyle. Follow the healthy choices for healthy living guidelines for Grenadians.
You know, one day I woke up and, you know, they painted a set of pedestrian crossing all along the streets. You know, nobody told us how to use that thing properly.
I know how.
You're serious?
Every safe, good driver knows about these things. As a driver, you have to be very attentive. You know you're coming up close to a pedestrian cross, you start slowing down immediately, looking to see if there's any pedestrian on the side getting ready to cross. If there is, you stop on the line that is a certain distance before the crosswalk. Then you would see the pedestrian put their hands out, looking directly at you, indicating that they are going to cross. And only when you have come to a complete stop, that is when they will quickly and safely cross to the other side. And then you continue happily on your journey.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact, wait for pedestrian to cross. Then you happily continue on your journey.
This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Welcome back to The Point. It's an open line program here specifically dealing with a budget 2021. Your expectations from the presentation scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow. Let's go right back to the phone lines. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
I want you to give me a few seconds. Let my people learn from what I would see.
You have 1 minute.
Well, that's not a few. This is only one. Now, let me... as far as I'm concerned, agriculture and tourism could be blended. But at the same time, as you know, or as we know, we have 2 seasons in Grenada. Only rainy and dry season. We have to know how to utilize them, so we have to know how to plan them. Look, if you listen carefully, someone called and said there is a shortage of tomatoes, or perhaps there is no tomatoes. We can grow tomatoes in Grenada if we train people to do what they're supposed to do in the agricultural sector. If we train them to build this type of houses, you know them better than me. I don't even know their names. So you'll tell them afterwards, this greenhouse and yellow house and blue houses they have. Make people know how to build them, that they could grow these crops on during any season. Just remember that other parts of the world maybe have 4 seasons and they're exporting those things even to us. Why then we have 2 seasons? If the government train people, specialize them in particular field, and they would show the people, the population, or some of the population, as to how to plant it and when to plant it, so that you wouldn't have glut and you wouldn't have scarcity.
Okay.
So this is what's important. So some of us are lacking, although we say we know. So agriculture have to be blended with something else.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would respond to you. Let me read this statement on Facebook first. Agriculture will go nowhere unless the farmers get serious. I would respond this way. There are some farmers who are discouraged from, 1, what they love, 2, from doing what they love, and from participating in their livelihood because of the prevalence of predial larceny. We can have greenhouses, blue and yellow as you put them. We can get more serious. I don't know how much more serious, but we can get more serious about farming. But as long as there are predial larcenies taking place and buyers for the stolen produce, then we would always have the problem. So it's not always the farmers, and it's not always the export market, and it's not always because we just have 2 seasons. But there are elements in the agriculture sector that is discouraging, and that is also reducing income for some of our farmers. That's something to consider. Let me see what is on WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says, though I appreciate all the callers who called in and placed heavy emphasis on agriculture, the history of our governance system has always put agriculture on the back burner and will always be on the back burner. Past, present, and future governments to come, the agriculture sector will always remain where it is. The focus is where the bigger money is. All right, lost that caller. Another WhatsApper says, we need agriculture and agri-processing plants to bring in revenue. Chicken farms to provide local poultry products. We import too much chicken and its end products. Good morning, caller.
Again, we need to save ourselves from the virus, the mosquitoes, the rats. We need a hospital and health.
All right. Thank you, caller. Somebody else on WhatsApp says, China is the world's biggest manufacturer, but as a Caribbean island with the best relations, second to Jamaica, hotels our leaders negotiate for. Why not get the Chinese to develop our nutmeg oil, cocoa, soursop, and spices so value-added products could be produced and exported? So Grenadians can ask yourself, what are the role of the Chinese on the island? Look at the amount of production done by Cane Co. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Blossom, and to your followers.
Morning.
I agree with the WhatsApper who said that there's going to be nothing changed. Because we have an administration which is concerned about quick fixes. And we do not look at the long-term picture. For instance, whenever we speak of growth in GDP, but what is growing the GDP? We import a lot of stuff, consume them locally, circulate money in the economy, and we say the economy is growing. We're not exporting anything more. We're not producing anything more, but we're happy with that. That's not economic development, That's just growth in GDP. And we're touting and we're beating our chest the GDP is growing. We're not going anywhere. Instead of the government looking for quick fixes and looking for quick money, like we're pumping money into an airport that is not going anywhere soon, if money was invested in proper chill houses so our farmers can produce more and have it stored for a longer time. You hear there are no tomatoes now? And get a couple small agro-industrial plants set up. Reform the land system, handle per-year larceny, and do agriculture in a professional way. That would be a lot better for us. But no, we want quick money and quick short-term jobs. So we're going to get a construction going. We're going to build an airport. And at the end of the period, we are nowhere further on. So I don't expect anything new. Quick fixes, quick short-term jobs, no eye on the future. And in an environment like that, agriculture, not farming, serious agriculture would never thrive. Never, ever thrive. That's why the marketing board is so marginalized. Sad, but very true. Have a good day, Blossom.
Thank you, Mr. Bernard. You enjoy your day as well. A comment on the Facebook. Somebody says, what to expect from the budget reading will be lots of hot air, but the same old, he will boast about the many projects as Lavera and Mount Hartman projects, but won't tell us we have to sell CBI passports to fund it. They will talk about the roads they are patching up across the island, including Karakou and Dumfries, the MBIA airport project to be undertaken, but won't tell us the interest on that loan from China. They will tell us also about the many hotel jobs to come, but won't mention about the oil and gas they boasted about. They will attack Grenlec on the high electricity bill, while they continue to have a beef with and won't tell us if they are paying the judgment by the court to them. And finally, they still would not tell us after all that the national debt of Grenada. All right, let me go back to WhatsApp before I go back to the landline. Somebody on WhatsApp says... Okay, hold on, wait. I'll read it shortly. Good morning, caller.
Morning. When we get sick from the ginger, we need the health. We need a hospital.
Thank you very much. Somebody on WhatsApp says, I think the budget will be lots of cut in different sectors. We expect to see more money going into agriculture, education, and tourism. Also, we intend to hear about jobs in the infrastructures, not to mention, as may be expected, I think I will be disappointed. It will be a disappointment to those who have expectations. I think also we may be going back in a hole with the many loans we've borrowed, and our national debt will be sky high with high interest to pay back. Good morning, caller.
Good morning again. One second. The problem is that Grenada needs, as I say, right now we don't have tomatoes and the short crops is kind of scarce. We need to go into greenhouses. That's my been to Iceland many times, and in Iceland and in Reykjavik, where it's so volcanic, the amount of tomatoes and bananas they grow in Iceland in greenhouse, you could never believe it. When I see that, I was struck to know Iceland could grow all those things. And we have this, the real, in the Caribbean where you could grow those things, and we don't have it. Right now, we should have tomatoes year round, and we don't have it. I tell you, I was surprised to see the amount of bananas and tomatoes in Iceland, growing in greenhouses, big greenhouses. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. I recall a few weeks ago, the Ministry of Agriculture received some greenhouses which they distributed. I guess it's not as many as we would like, but it's a start. I would look for the article that spoke to the specific amount of greenhouses. In the meantime, let me go back to the phone lines and I'll get to Facebook and WhatsApp. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning, Blossom. Morning. Yes, a very interesting discussion this morning. But I just want to remind everyone that we are not in normal times since the COVID made its appearance in the world. And so things will not really be as it was prior to COVID-19. And I heard some very good points made. The point about not separating agriculture and tourism, I think that is a very good point. And but I think more incentives could be given to the farmers, because there is somebody, more than one person spoke about greenhouses. But in order for these people to be able to build these greenhouses, they need the finance to do it. So I think more incentives should be given. The person that spoke about the fire station down in the south, I think it's a very good point he made, because yes, Grenada is a small place, but I think the fire station could be more a central location as it was, because even though in the south with traffic and so on, it could be very challenging. So I think it's a very good point that individual makes concerning the fire station being placed way down in the south. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. In relation to the greenhouses, there were two semi-automated greenhouses. Two semi-automated greenhouses that were presented from the People's Republic of China to the Ministry of Agriculture that would or should have been placed at the Mirabo Propagation Station. That was in August. So 2 is a start. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, my friend. How are you going?
I'm good. How you do?
I'm trying to be good like you.
I'm trying to.
Okay, then I want to make a few points. I noticed around budgetary time, there seems to be a criminality, I put it in my own words, in governance. Now, let me draw reference to what I mean. All over the world, you have different countries and countries in the Caribbean that because your people are in trouble, all of us have to stand the consequences. You have never heard the present administration take a slash in salary. They have gone all out to make public servants and other people get a cut in a meager wage. But they themselves, who is governance of the economy, nearly every election or every budget, they want to increase their own salary, but never see it beneficial to take a cut in salary, and they want everybody else to take a cut, like all of us not in this thing together. And the second point that I'm seeing that coming from this good question that you asked about the budget. Let me recognize what I heard last night that frightens me. If the Caribbean countries run an airline company, and you tell every government of Liat, they will pay their workers, and Grenada people who work with Liat is saying that they haven't got paid, not even for 8 months from the time that now, and they're still working. You don't have a government with conscience. The government created something and they say, no new taxes, that is coming in the budget. But just before the budget presentation, you know what they tax? They went and make a criminal law, which traffic is not a criminal offense. And if you, Blossom, go to defend yourself in court, once you go to court, now you have a criminal charge. So here what happened. A policeman lie on you. Because you don't want to have a criminal record, you run and pay the money. To me, that's a way of increasing taxing the people, and you do that just before the budget. I think the government has to rethink its position. Governance and helping people develop go hand in hand. It's not a one-way business. It's a two-way street. And on most time, you notice that I hear and I shudder at the thought that you might looking for your pension or your money from NIS, and suddenly you miss it by 2 or 3 installation. Government recognize that there are employers in our country that during the month of COVID, they recognize that government did not, that people did not pay the people's NIS who they're supposed to get a pension for, and government do nothing about it. And these people get away with murder. It appears that governance in our country is not about helping people develop. but about numbers. And I think for the budget's sake, we have some of these things have to change. Let people see that governance is about people. Thank you very much and have a nice day, Blossom.
Thank you very much. You have yourself a nice day as well. Thank you very much. Somebody on Facebook says it will be very interesting to hear what was the food import bill for 2020. If the numbers are similar to that of 2019, then that shows some Grenadians aren't serious about seeing agriculture grow because they're not supporting the sector locally. WhatsApp. People in Grenada have been fooled for years. Thinking tourism is as important as agriculture. The most important sectors in society are health, agriculture, followed by education. Tourism is easy money. It's all about government taxes. We need to invest in agriculture and start exporting. Foreign currency is what will get Grenada out of the mess it is in. Somebody says, correct the caller immediately regarding the criminality of the traffic bill. In relation to, hold on, wait, let me jog my memory. In relation to what was a rumor about 2, could be 3 weeks ago, that you can be charged for a traffic offense. That's what you're referring to, that is not the case. Let me know, writer, if that is WhatsApper, if that is the case you're talking about, that it's not that you would be charged for infractions on the nation's road. It was just a rumor. Let's call it a rumor. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
I'd like to talk about the marketing board and marketing inputting. What I'm seeing going on with marketing board, they're not developing. All they're doing is the grain. It's just like you taking a mango seed and putting a flower pot. Because at the end of the day, I want a wastage. They should be having some agro industry to take care of the wastage of the crops that they buy from the farmers. That is why I see marketing board. They don't invest in development. So they grow, but they grow negative. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you, caller. Let me make the rounds before I go back to the phone lines. YouTube. I think I read this one. Facebook. Right. WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says, in all that will be presented tomorrow, God willing, let's hope there won't be an increase in taxes. My paycheck cannot take it, and I know there are many other Grenadians who feel the same. Back to the phone line. Good morning, caller. Good morning. Buenos dias. Good morning, caller. Okay, not hearing that person. All right, let me try this one. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom. How are you doing?
Morning, I'm great. How you do?
Not too bad.
Okay.
I think the caller that stated, that made a statement that they're going to make it a criminal offense for the traffic ticket. He's wrong. That is not how it is. So people need to get the correct information from the source, because this is misinformation. Thank you. You have a good day.
Thank you very much, caller. I pointed it out as well, but thank you again, caller, for the correction to the previous caller. Another WhatsApper says, tourism and agriculture go hand in hand, like some of the callers already said. Without one, you can't have the other successfully being an integral part of the country's economy. With agriculture and tourism together, Grenada's economy should go up and up. Hopefully this will be reflected in the budget presentation tomorrow. Tomorrow, please God. Good morning, caller.
Hi, darling. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I'm glad to hear Miss Jacob this morning. I called her the other day when she had fallen back.
I agree.
Anyway, I'm listening to hear whether or not the Minister of Finance would say to Grenadians,
because of the situation that we are in, and lots of people have lost jobs or have gotten cut salaries and so, we're going to waive the VAT for about 6 to 7 months or 10 months or maybe a year so that people can recover themselves. So waive the VAT, especially for pensioners. We are not working, we are not earning, and it's a pittance we're getting from NIS. With everything you buy, you have to pay VAT. So I think they should waive the VAT, especially for pensioners, people who, you know what they should do? They should bring a system where they give you a card, a non-VAT card. You don't have to pay VAT on anything. Once you're retired and you're a pensioner, it should be a waiver, because that's a tax you're paying and you're not earning anything. So I think that is what I would love to hear in the budget tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much, Ms. Jeremiah. So I saw a comment. Was it on WhatsApp? Somebody on Facebook is pointing out that Ms. Joseph, the Public Relations Officer of the NDC, Claudette Joseph, was on the program a few weeks ago and spoke on the traffic law and what it really reflects. Somebody on WhatsApp says, tax the churches. These pastors are fleecing poor people and selling them Nancy stories. Good morning. Some pastors. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
You have a very interesting program here. And for that, I can say you should keep it up and do it as regular as possible.
Thank you.
But something I find very strange here. You get a lot of people calling. And I think what's actually happening here in Grenada, we have too many politicians. Everybody wants to rule the country. But the things they're saying does not add up to what's actually happening. We're preaching agriculture. Good. We need agriculture. Where are we getting the workers from? In Grenada, there aren't any trained workers, especially people who are going to put to work in agriculture. You buy lands, and you could never get workers to, and it's happening to me at first. In the St. John's, and to get workers to agriculture for me, I go to St. Patrick's. I'm wondering what's actually happening to people in Grenada. Everybody in Grenada is a big shot. Nobody wants to do ordinary things, but we're complaining. And this is part of the reason why we're not having produce on the island. It's because all those young people here sit on the side of the street. They drink a rum and they sit, and nothing is being done about it. The schools not educating, the churches not educating, the politicians trying the best, but everybody's going against them. What are we looking for? Do we expect the politician to take the hoe and the fap and go to the farm and farm to give everybody food? In the past, Grenadians used to be very patriotic. Everybody know when they can't get a job in the bank or in government offices, they'll go to the farm. But these days, everybody wants to work in government offices. Nobody wants to work in the farm. So tell those people who's calling, find a way to create organizations in their community. Educate the people in the community so that they would know they're the ones who are supposed to feed their country. We depend, yes, on foreigners to give us everything. The barrel system is going to come to an end. And as a result of that, Grenadians have to get up, but the people on the ground, they're not the ones who are going to get up and do it. The people from up there are the ones who have to educate them to let them know they have to take the mantle and run with it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Let me read the final comments. Somebody on Facebook says, caller, they don't want to work. Somebody else on WhatsApp says, I hope they realize that agriculture needs a boost. Tourism is doing well because it's government's assistance. Look at during the pandemic, it was the hoteliers who got assistance. Farmers need a boost, but they do not get it. Agriculture and tourism can be blended, but I don't think we need more hotels at this time. The sector is too fickle. Another WhatsApper says every parish should have an operating fire engine, including one in Grandance and 2 in Carriacou. Also a fire boat to serve PT Martinique and Eastern Carriacou. Another WhatsApper says we want to hear real development projects, no new taxes. We need to hear that they will fix the roads, clean up the town, repair those potholes on St. John Street, repair those potholes, period. Get rid of vagrants and illegal shops. Another, I believe this will be the final. Somebody says, has someone from the police been on the medium explaining the traffic situation to the public? Well, not on any of those that I have hosted. I'm not certain about the others. Not to the best of my knowledge, though. And final comment that I'll read from the WhatsApp. Government is all about the flavor of the month and quick fixes they can find. Between 1995 and 2008, only 62 hotels were added and there was no growth in agriculture as the government focused on offshore financing, citizenship by investment and borrowing. Now it's mainly CBI-sourced tourism projects, while the fundamentals of economic development continue to be ignored. The thinking is always short-term. And that's the end of the program at the moment. Thank you so much for participating. Okay, somebody on Facebook says the caller needs to peep the budget allocation for agriculture over the last 10 years. Then he might understand why people have a certain perception of the sector. The boost agriculture sector needs is for the locals to buy more. That's the end of the program. Thank you so much for participating once again and sharing your thoughts and opinions on Budget 2021. The presentation takes place tomorrow morning, God willing. It is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. I am trying to find out or confirm from government officials, the GIS, as to what time the broadcast would officially start. I know usually they have the pre-talk before the actual presentation starts at 10. So let's see what happens tomorrow, please the Lord, and as it relates to the point. To the point on Wednesdays is usually facilitated by the government, but with budget taking place tomorrow, I am also not sure what is in the planning. I'm still trying to find out from GIS, but nevertheless, budget will be, at least from 10 a.m., will be carried from Classic and the GBN channel 7, 11, and 20, and the subsequent discussions and debates on the budget will be on the platforms. Hopefully I'll have more information for you tomorrow morning, God willing. Have yourselves a blessed, productive Tuesday. Continue to stay safe. Wear your masks, walk with your hand sanitizers, get rid of your mosquito-breeding sites around your workplaces and homes as well. Janelle and Joseph are up next with the Christmas Caravan. Have yourselves a good one.